Hey everybody, so today I just want to talk a little bit about some of the different LLM tools that are available for LabVIEW. So just kind of not really trying to go too deep into what LLMs are and into like AI and whatnot. Basically, this is just a language learning model, so it's something that has been trained on language, and you can communicate back and forth with it. So you can have conversations, you can ask it questions, et cetera, et cetera. So this is obviously becoming a hot topic, and kind of just for in the whole world right now. And so there's two free tools out there. That are available for working with LLMs in LabVIEW. So, being able to create a LabVIEW interface to work with your LLM. So I wanted to demo these. Neither of these are mine. They're just, community tools that I've played with. I've done, some minor modifications to things here and there, but for the most part, these are community. So this first one, this is actually from Solon. So, and if you're interested in this, I'm going to include the link to their repositories and everything at the bottom of this video, as well as for the other tool. So basically here, I've loaded a learning language model. I can ask it a question, and it'll display my question there. And it'll take a little bit. I mean, depending on how high performance your computer is, if you've got nice GPU, stuff like that, you're going to get faster responses. This isn't anything crazy, so it takes just a few seconds. And then we'll get the response displayed on the screen up here. So yeah, there we got our answer. LabVIEW is a software development environment developed by National Instruments Corporation. So yeah, gives you some detail, and this allows you to basically load whatever LLM model you want, whether that's a large scale one out there, or a custom one that you've generated. So kind of cool. Basically, you can have all this dialogue back and forth, and it basically builds this history of everything as we communicate back and forth. So let's take a little look at this to highlight some of the features. So first of all, I'm here using Ollama. So Ollama is, if you've never used it, it's basically just a LLM tool for the command line. So just kind of demo. I've installed Ollama. You can just go to the Ollama website, and there's a installer. It's pretty easy to set up. And then basically I can run specific models. So here I'm running Orca Mini just because it's a lightweight, small model. You can do anything from, some of the models that Meta has come out with, like Llama, they can be massive. They could be terabytes, but, they're very, very powerful. So, but yeah, even just from the command line, right? You can go in and ask Ollama questions right from the command line. So, different ways you can use it. Basically, you just need Ollama installed if you want to use Ollama. And I'm running this locally, so I'm connecting to localhost. If you have your Ollama instance running somewhere else, then you just need to change this to a different IP address. So pretty simple, and then just load the model name that you want to use. So it could be whatever model. One thing I wanted to show here is, so like when we're asking questions, for example, we are using this user create text message, which is basically just asking it questions as a user. We're able to define these system messages, which actually describe to the LLM how to behave. So for example, I've told it, hey, you're a LabVIEW expert. So it's going to act like it's a LabVIEW expert. I could also say like, hey, be, a grouchy, sarcastic, whatever, right? And it, patterns after how I've described for it to respond. So, and different models do a better job at this than others, but basically you can kind of define, and this is not a requirement, right? But basically this is kind of how you can define how your system's going to behave. And as a side note, all of this LLM stuff is polymorphic, so it has support for OpenAI, Azure OpenAI, and Anthropic. So you can basically switch between any of those, and yeah, basically work with your LLMs. It creates the little kind of embedded WebView 2 GUI for you so you can view all that. So really pretty cool, pretty powerful, and pretty scalable as well. So yeah, this is from Solon. If you're interested in this, I'm going to include the repository in the link to my video. Yeah, one other toolkit I wanted to share. So this one is specific to Ollama. This is shared on Buy Me a Coffee. So I'll include the link to this. But basically, this is a way to interact with Ollama. So it's catered specifically to Ollama, but it works very well and it's very simple to use. Basically, just start the server. So this is actually going to run Ollama. Yeah, so locally it's going to go command line and actually launch Ollama, which is one thing that the other one doesn't do. If you're using Ollama locally, it's assuming that Ollama is already running. We can load the model we want, set the temperature, and then it's just this simple chat and wait command. So we send in a question and we receive a response over and over and over again. Pretty simple. And then we just close the server when we're done. So this one's very easy to use, but works a lot the same way. So let's do this. We can do something similar here where I can ask it a question and just like before, I'm still just using Ollama, right? So it's going to take just a minute to actually get that response back. And like I said, the better computer you have, the faster you're going to get that response. So, if you really want, an LLM that can be distributed throughout your entire facility, this is, setting up a really powerful PC with, good CPU, good GPU, etc., is important. So yeah, basically here we enter our questions here, we get the response here. So works pretty much the same way. Like I mentioned, both of those are free. Both of those are available for use. The links are going to be down below in the description. Really cool tools, I think, for embedding LLMs into your systems, whether that's for creating a chatbot, etc. One thing I did forget to mention on the Solon LLM toolkit, it also has support for RAG capabilities, which I don't want to go too into this, but basically this is a way that you can use an LLM model. So for example, if I wanted to use like ChatGPT 3.5's model, but I want to augment it with some additional knowledge base / training on specific subjects, I can use RAG to basically train it on those additional things. So it could be company specific things. It could be, unique. So like, for example, if I was creating something that was an expert at LabVIEW, right? I could pick an LLM that I like, that works well, that responds well, that the language is clear and, whatnot. And then I can use RAG to basically augment that LLM with a bunch of LabVIEW specific knowledge, so that it answers better about that subject. So the Solon toolkit does have the ability for you to implement RAG. And yeah, I didn't highlight that in this video, but if there's interest, I can create another video kind of demoing that. But yeah, basically just wanted to show kind of some of what you can do with LLMs in LabVIEW. Thank you.
Canon Controls is your gateway to mastering LabVIEW. Dive into programming for data acquisition, industrial communications, and manufacturing automation. Explore how to enhance your projects with cybersecurity best practices. Join the journey to elevate your skills and secure your systems with every episode.